Today's weather also impacting a ton of the valley's tourist attractions. Multiple spring training games unfortunately rained out, and the conditions also impacting Phoenix Raceway. 12 News journalist Sean Rice chatting with fans at both events out there in the West Valley. So Sean, how is everybody handling the changes in our conditions?
Yeah, I got to say, Rachel, all things considered, with it being very damp, rainy, a lot of wind here in the area, people are in pretty high spirits, both at ballparks all across the valley and specifically here at the Phoenix Raceway in Avondale. We're in an area that race fans know all too familiar. This is RV City. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of RVs and trailers here in this area, and people are still having a good time. We spoke with some people this afternoon who were still tailgating. They're certainly not letting the rain get in the way of their festivities. Now, for much of the afternoon, there have been some ominous clouds and some pretty steady rain falling here in Avondale at the Phoenix Raceway. Many people gathering around fires to get some relief from both the cold and the high winds. For race fans, they tell me struggling through some cold and damp weather certainly doesn't bother them. Many have said they've been through it before all across the country. They always knew Friday, here today, would be dreary, and the race over the weekend would likely be beautiful.
Everybody has radar on their phones, so y'all know it's gonna rain at 4 in the morning and whatever, and rain till like 3 in the afternoon. So we all know this stuff, but it's great. We love it.
And this morning, baseball fans out in Goodyear arrived early, expecting to see the Giants take on the Reds at Goodyear Ballpark. That game, unfortunately, one of the 4 canceled and rained out. Now, many of the folks I spoke with there were actually visiting from Cincinnati, and they were not expecting the weather to be nearly as bad as it is in Ohio. Many were comparing it to weather out on the East Coast. But even so, their spirits were also very high. Take a listen.
16 or 18 degrees warmer here than it is there. We had a slight snow on Wednesday right before we left, and I had to de-ice the plane just to get here. So this is a blessing.
Yeah, that game out in Goodyear, unfortunately, one of the 4 canceled. Many expressed disappointment for that, but many had tickets to this weekend's game, so certainly going to be able to see some baseball on their trip out here to the Valley. Now, back here at the Phoenix Raceway, there is a race here tonight. It's called the ARCA race before the big race on Sunday. I'm told that race is likely to go off without a hitch, as it's just mainly sprinkling right now. Certainly not as bad as it was earlier this afternoon. Live at the Phoenix Raceway, Sean Rice, 12 News.
I know you were getting soaked out in Goodyear about 1:15 this afternoon, but it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, that they can have campfires out there to kind of warm things up just a bit, at least in the overnight hours.
Yeah, Rachel, as you mentioned that, there's just some people over here to our left that actually have a fire lit, certainly trying to keep warm. But many of the folks that are out of state say the 45 degrees or whatever it is right now certainly isn't bad compared to where they're from. As you heard in that soundbite a second ago, many even view this dreary weather to us, the natives here in Arizona, as some sort of relief compared to where they're from.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. We're going to check in with Crystal just to see how we compare to the rest of the country. Sean, live for us in Avondale. Thanks so much for the live report. The winner